Good morning. It's another magical Monday. So I had this thought, this idea, and I want to see what you guys think of it, because this is a running and still formulating thought. In the AM, I've only had half a cup of coffee, so bear with me. But this question came to mind: what can you truly ask of a person, and how can you truly show up for a person? Like, what does that look like? What is the foundation? Not, obviously there's accountability, there's boundaries, there's love, there's understanding, there's compassion, there's forgiveness, there's all of that. But what is the absolute core foundation? Because I felt like there was a core that's deeper than all of those things, right? And what kept coming up, and I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this, is first and number one, unconditional love. Now, unconditional love is not a get out of jail free card for bad behavior, right? It is a choice to love someone when they're hurting, a choice to love someone when they are playing. It's a choice, just like a mother loves a child. It's an unconditional love. That unconditional love is not without boundaries. It's an unconditional love. And what it reminded me of is many years ago, I was reading this article that happened to be, it was in a magazine. It happened to be on this grocery store stand. I think it was in Natural Grocers. It was like 7-8 years ago or something like that. Yeah, it would have been 7-8 years ago. That's crazy. And it was all about marriages and how to make them last. And it was talking specifically about couples that had been together for 20-30 years, right? So they have some experience. And I'll never forget going down that list, and one of the things that struck me was on that list was seeing each other's inner child, seeing each other as a child that either needs love, wants to play, XYZ, and being a mother of a toddler. Like, that speaks to me even more now than it did then, right? And so it dawns on me that unconditional love is this ability to see another person's inner child, whether they need a hug, whether they need to play, whether they need just to run, whatever that may be. Seeing that inner child and being able to hold that person's inner child, to me, is the epitome of unconditional love at its finest. It's a choice, right? The second thing that occurred to me is, how do I put this? Making growth a choice. So we all have the choice to grow ourselves very intentionally, to be committed and determined to our own self-growth process. And interestingly enough, if you and another person are committed to growing yourselves, not each other, ourselves, what happens? Usually any and all obstacles and issues, challenges, however you want to word it, will eventually dissipate over time because you are growing yourselves. Now, the other thought that I had was that committing to growing yourselves and committing to growing together, whatever the relationship, whether it's friendship, love, family, etc., right? Being committed first to your own growth process and then asking somebody else to grow with you, and you both being committed to show each other unconditional love. To me, that is the foundation of all the other things that come after that: empathy, compassion, kindness, forgiveness, accountability, boundaries. To me, that's the next chapter or the next layer in relationships. But the foundation to me seems like unconditional love and being committed to growth. But what do you think? Because this is very interesting to my mind. And for me, like, if somebody is committed to growing, that's like one of the biggest things for me, because I am, with my past, I had to grow. There was no other option for my survival but to grow. And being a mother, being a parent, you have to be committed to growing, right? There's no other way to show up as your best parent that you never had, that your child needs, unless you're committed to growing. And to me, growing with somebody is such a beautiful process. To me, that's more important than playing. And playing is up there. Like, going to a playground and being able to play on monkey bars with my daughter, it feeds my soul. It feeds that inner child, right? So for me, commitment to growth is so essential in all of my relationships. It's essential for my relationship with myself, right? Because let's be honest, you can't give what you haven't created within yourself. And I'm wording that very carefully, because people often say, well, you can't give what you don't have. But why don't you have it? Are you creating it? Are you intentionally taking yourself aside and creating what you didn't have? It's a whole different thought process, right? Because we are creators. We create our reality. We create ourselves. We are molders of our own pots, so to speak. We are all these amazing, beautiful vessels, each one of us. And we get to mold that vessel and tell that vessel what it looks like, how it shows up in the world, what its shape is. So how are we creating ourselves through our own growth process? Very intentionally, very purposely, right? And then, seeing each other's inner child. Like, have you ever noticed, like, when you go to, say, like, ecstatic dance or a wedding or any other place, and the music just hits this one person really, like, it hits them in their soul, and they start to dance, and you can just see this little life of this little inner child just come out and just play, and it just lights up the whole room. And to me, seeing each other as that, and seeing each other's inner child, those moments when we're hurting and we're in the corner and we're crying inside ourselves, we may not show it because as an adult, we're taught to shut off a lot of that, right? Because we need to regulate ourselves. And regulation is important. Like, I'm not disputing that in any way, shape, or form. But being able to see the pain of the inner child of each other and hold it is also extraordinarily important to me. So just a thought. Let me know what you guys think. And let's love and play with each other. Aloha.